Hi, I'm Dentark. I'm a B, low A rank Protoss player, and I want to show you and help you to improve your gameplay from F to C. And because I've been quite often coach and assistant coach in Coach Pooper League, I thought about that I would like to make some content right now just to show you how you can actually focus on some things that actually should help you. There are a lot of other videos, but this time I have thought about to really show some really quite fundamentals that you can say, hey, an example, if I feel upset or not really in the mood to play like a really stressful game, you can actually just say, I play this strategy or focus on these few things to really improve. So the first thing would be actually, like you can see here, the mineral boosting. I'm not really an expert in that, but I feel like if you can do what I show you here, that should be quite good. If you want to go for like a really expert level, then maybe you can ask Quark again, or maybe you can watch some other VODs from some pro gamers. This is now more or less more of the Protoss side, but I feel like there are some fundamentals similar to the other races too. But yeah, because I play Protoss usually too, I want to show you some of them. So the first thing what I want to show is, you see here there are the 4 probes, sure, like in every game. And then what I usually do, there are different techniques, but I do that and I feel like quite comfortable with that, is actually just selecting all 4 of them, clicking usually one of those really closest mineral patches like this, then I select 2 in the middle, and then I can separate them, and very often the last one does this that works on itself. So I can show here again, quite similar precision. I clicked here on that one, used those 2 in the middle, one on top, one here, and then it's fine. I can show you again, boop, like this. Oops, no, it didn't work. But usually something like that should be fine. So yeah, we can actually go here again too. Click here, click 2, bam, badge, you see, works quite well. Here again, whoop, whoop, bang, works quite well. If you see, like, okay, that should be more or less like okay-ish, or let us say, like at the same time, should be finey, I guess. So that's the first thing. There are some maps that actually can help you with that. I think if you look for Wikipedia or something like that, there are some, or even if you just Google it, there should be some maps that actually can help you quite a lot with that. And on the other hand, every time when you play, there's nothing else that you can do, so just focus on that, it will be fine. So one thing what I want to show here too is when you do that, most of usually at first I thought the same, like that only the ones that are here work, like are the closest and you get the most minerals of that. But since I have to admit, like, since I'm watching Quark quite often and he's talking so much valuable content, you just know, okay, no, that's not the case. So one thing I can show you is here again. We go here. Whoop. Oh, doesn't matter. Go over here. So okay. One thing I want to show is something easier right now. Is that one here? You see, it actually sometimes it moves kind of strange. Let's see here. Okay, that's now okay-ish, I guess. But let's go again. Sometimes, or usually, when we go over that. See if it does now. Okay, not really. So now it doesn't do that. Let's go for another try. Okay, every time when I try to show it doesn't work. But maybe we can see it here better. It's usually the same thing. So you see that one is like walking really strange, like in that path. Don't know why that one is not doing that. Let's see if it's working. Yeah, that's what I want to see. So that one's now really walking like really strange and like a really long way. Same thing on the right side too. So we can actually just see, okay, minimal patches on the left, the minimal patches on the right. They're like both like a really strange curve, whatever. So there's one thing that we can actually try to improve on is we can check that with that pro. Maybe we just get another pro. That's fine too. So here, let's get it over here. Whee. So let's see. Now we wait until that one. Again, 1 second. Sorry. Now we wait until that one comes back. Nearly the same time. Should be okay. And now let's see. You see, that one was faster. That one, this guy was faster than the other one. Even that the distance should be different. So what I actually thought that people would program would be, okay, you have the center of your Nexi or the center of CC and whatever, and then every time one of your probes or your workers should just go straight to the middle, and this part should actually be the part where they say, okay, we walk there. But I heard that that's not the case, because it's more different. It's more about these edges here. And when you know that these edges are really important, then you can actually say, okay, so I don't have to think all about how much is the distance, because sure, like if it would be like 1 million patch would be over here, then sure it would be another story. But all these patches are usually quite similar, like in every, like even here, they are quite similar in every map right now. And then we can just check, okay, which ones are actually close to these edges. And so that means we can actually just say, okay, this one is good because they are really close to these edges. This one is good because this one is like, has nearly a straight line there too. The same goes if we go like this. There are some maps, what was it, Vermeer or something like that, don't know, that you can actually just go there, then you have something like that, maybe Ascension. Sorry, forgot the name of the other maps, or which one it was. But as you can see here, like this one, he walks there, whee, and quite quickly he goes to the left. It's fine. So other one is like here, you go over here, should be fine too, go over here. Now the only question would be, which one is better? Is that one better or that one better? As far as I know, that one is only better if you go over here completely to the side and then to the bottom, so like it should actually touch that one and then walks, because then he's actually going over here. We can check that again. Let's see what happens if I go over here. Boing. Looks okay-ish. Difficult to say. I feel like you have to really count all the seconds and whatsoever, but I feel like that this one is a little bit, you see, a little bit faster, and then he was that swing. He's like walking quite fast. So the question would be still, is this faster than that one? We can check. Nearly the same, looks like quite the same, so yeah, don't know, it's difficult to say, but as you can see, it looks like that because of that swing that bottom, look, yeah, there it is. It looks like that one is slightly faster. Slightly. So that means, we can go over here. So I feel like that means if we just go from the start, we can actually say, okay, if everything, god damn it, if everything works, we can do something like that. We use this one at first, so we have that, and after that we go over here, and then we are fine. Other thing, so then this one is mining faster than this one. So other thing that you can improve on is on which position should you actually mine, and it's kind of crazy, because if you look here, this one had a small stop here, and that one actually walked a little bit faster. Have you seen that? Small no, it was a good now whip. It's okay. Let's check something else. What happens if I go over here? This one looks quite good. It's like going over there, going left. And that one is like a little bit off. That one looks a little bit off, because it's like walking, staying. Just a little bit, but slightly, and I feel like this can actually make a difference too. The same goes over here too. We go now here, check if that helps. And now it's actually walking a little bit over there, so a little bit strange. And that one, now it should be better. We can actually just check, let's see. Whoop. And really quickly to the left. So that means if we try to focus on these edges, it's just like the fundamentals, just a basic thing that's not really like, oh, if you don't do that you lose or something like that. But I feel like if you can actually practice that like in the very first beginning, in every matchup, in every game, why not? Even on big 300s, big game hunters, I meant big game hunters, you can do that, so why not? So give it a try. So we just go over here, that one goes over here, that one goes over here, next one maybe over here, next one goes over here. We can still try to do something like that, as long as you don't mess up all the time and feel well. Oh, not here. Then you can always try to do something like that. Maybe I get over here, maybe you can go it over there, whatever. So I feel like that's like quite good practice in the beginning. So because if you want, you can practice that, but it's, on my opinion, it's not really that game changing until you're really like A or S or something like that. So, but to be honest, it really helps, because like I mentioned in the beginning, you don't have that much to do. And now we have a really nice mining right now, should be fine. Practice that, you can do it like on single player, similar like I did, quite fine. There's not that much else what I can explain to. I feel like there may be some other holes there what I didn't know or something like that, but I feel like if you get that right, it's fine. And don't go like for every fucking map and check for, oh, which patches are the best and blah, 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 whatever. No, even if you go like in the beginning for those 4 here, I feel like it's not really a big deal. So it's just, if you think about it, like, ah, right, there was something, I can check that, then it's fine. The only last thing that I feel like it can be really important, because Quark told me that it can make a huge difference, especially for that 10-11 gate, is if you could go for that. Really, okay, now, that one on the top here, even on Fighting Spirit, I feel like on other maps that helps, it works too. If you go for that one, and every time when he is like on this line here, you can press C, and he goes over there, and that actually makes a difference. I can show you later in the watts that you actually can get like a gate around 115, and Quark said like if you go for if you go pro gamer style, you can even get a gate at 113 or something like that, but that's not really necessary. But you see, he has a huge difference, like for something. If you want to do that, even if it's like 1 or 2 times, it's something. So you can actually practice, you can get better. It's fine. So just do that, but don't feel like if I don't do it, I lose or something. Because I actually saw on some Discord channels, that so many people are always about, oh look, oh that one is good, and 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 you have to go 1, 2, 3, 4, whatsoever. I was like, oh, okay, but they're still E rank or something. I feel like, what the fuck, really? So I feel like you should learn that, but don't really focus too hard on it, because if you try to focus on that and then you're like building a pylon, then you mess that one up, and then you mess the gate up, I feel like there's nothing that you can learn from that, or there's like no beneficial from that. But it should actually help. For example, even if you get like your natural, you can say, oh, let's see. I don't know now, but I feel like if the next guy is around here, I feel like that that one is good, that one is good. I feel like these 4 should be the best ones here, and then those 3. It's just my first guess right now, but I mean, it's just something that you can check on, even in big game hunters or hunters, whatever, something like that. Just go for that, check that, and then it's fine. And that was something that I just know recently, that you just have to go here for. Return cargo. Learn that, try that, will be fine, but don't overwhelm or like go too much for it and think, oh shit, if I do it, I lose. So, okay, that's pretty much about that. So the next part will be now, I actually played around, what was it? I started with 1000 MR or something like that, and then I played in every matchup, every time, that 10-11 gate. And because of that, I could actually practice like 3 times the same bow, the opening, and could focus on the salads. And you can really see that it's really possible, especially now for Protoss, to get very far with it, and you can actually focus on something. Like if you're still struggling with units and all that stuff, it helps to go for that and even have quite a lot of success. So not to be too, how do you say, like too frustrated and demotivated the whole time. So we will check for that. So okay, cool. Okay, so this is now the meteor, or like that one that I actually just recorded the whole time while I was playing. I just removed the audio, and at some parts I want to actually just fast forward because there's not really that much to explain about that. Like you can see here, right in the beginning, we're actually just playing in the beginning against a 1350-ish SERP right now. And the funny part is that usually the build that I'm going for is usually very nice against Protoss, but we can see that it actually works even against every race. And sure, the better they get, the more difficult it gets. But it's still very viable. So as you can see here, I feel like I actually played a little bit too fast in the first game, because I thought like, oh shit, I want to get the points because I don't want to get like 30 games until I get E or something like that. That's why I thought I actually played a little bit too fast at some part, because I wanted to stay below 100 APM, but yeah. So, and as you can see, I actually went for that split. I tried to get that return cargo, what I told you, and now I just get like on the top left, as you can see, I want to get the pylon, that gateway, the other gateway, and like these 2 timings there, like that 115 and then 135 is just about that you can actually more or less check on it, and you feel like, oh, okay, if I get that timing right, then it's really good, because Starcraft is a lot about timings, and here you can actually see the timing was around 117, but that was only because that pylon was a little bit further away from the Nexi. If the pylon would have been like next to the Nexi, and then or Nexus, and then the gateway next to it, that would be fine. So now, as you can see, nothing special, just getting these 2 gateways, and now rally them, and now just scout. So nothing else that I could really do. I get that pylon there, and why I actually still like that build, even against all races, actually, is in the beginning you don't really have to do that much, because like if you compare it with other openings like PvC, usually you have to go for that proxy or like in a natural pylon, and then you go scouting and all that stuff, and that is actually very intense to do, and very often it's quite often it's about that people just mess up the timings about getting probes and all that stuff, because it's really difficult to multitask it all the time. And I feel like if you can get that right against every race, you will be in really, really, really good shape. So I would really appreciate that. So, okay. Then let's see. We have now these two salads. We could actually move out now before we get that third one. That's usually the trick behind that, but that's fine. And like I mentioned here, we scouted him last, so I actually went for a pylon and then more or less like 2 more salads. So I was a little bit slow on that, but I feel like I was talking with someone there, so but it's fine. So it's just the first game and I was not quite sure. I feel like because it was so late in the game right now, there should be some links or something like that. And that's why I thought, oh, you know what, just send it out of Sala 2, we'll be fine. And yeah, because we already play against someone who is above 1300, I thought like I need a little bit of micro, killing that drone, and now just a little bit stutter stabbing. Is that stutter stabbing? No, killing some more links. And now I thought like, okay, too many links, just go back. He has the sunken, and it looks like that he is already at 12. He went for a 12 hatch. Don't be too confused about stuff like that. But I feel like it's fine if you go more and more about it. Oh, what did he actually do? And then you can actually, like I mentioned, you can actually check if that was like a 9 hatch or a 12 hatch or something like that on the time when it actually it's done, and on the other hand, how far the creep actually spread. Then you can maybe watch the on the clock, and then it's quite fine. So, but don't overestimate it too much. Don't focus on that too much, because that's sometimes even Bisu went for a normal game and then he actually thought, oh, that was a 12 hatch, and then later it was a 12 hatch. So something like that can mess up, but there are some timings that you should learn, like every hatch that is before 2 minutes is for sure at least a 12 hatch, 11 hatch, or a 9 hatch. So something like that is quite important, and it depends on what you actually will encounter in the next time, because if he didn't go for a 12 hatch, then we would have seen maybe speed links or something like that. And here I was a little bit too pro gamer thingy. I thought, oh, you know what, there was that overlord, it was kind of damaged already, and I wanted to kill it. So that's why I thought, okay, you know what, just go and kill it. But to be honest, if you watch it again later, you could just saw it was more or less just a move. So I just nuke some links. Now that one sub is really good for protecting, for blocking that, so it's fine. And like I mentioned, I go now just for Gumins. Pretty much it. The difference between against other matchups like against Protoss or Terran is against Zerg, I feel like that is to go for that is more or less like the easiest one. It depends what the Zerg is doing, because the thing is, Zerg can't have now invisible units or something like that. Protoss can go for DTs and you're dead. Terran can go for mass mines and then you can't really move out. So that's pretty much it. But Zerg, yeah, when he gets lurkers, it's quite late. But the difference is still, if he would have gone now for super mass links or something like that, I feel like then I should be dead right now. So there's a high chance that I could be dead. But he didn't really scout, so yeah, he lost his overlord, and now it looks like he's transitioning, because I didn't see any more units or something like that. And now we don't know if there's like a third base, if he's going for lurkers, if he's going for muters, because if he would go for muters, okay, would be another story. And here we actually know, oh shit, there are some links, but only a few, so maybe backstab, depends. Maybe scouting, because I didn't know neither what I was doing. And I thought like, oh, I don't know how strong I am right now. Just get more goons, let's see what's happening. And then, oh, it actually looks quite good, because I'm shooting down, what was it, a hatchery. And right now I'll go for that forge, because I thought, yeah, maybe I need cannons against the hydras. I was actually kind of surprised that I really just need goons to kill him. I'm like, oh, yeah, that actually works quite well. But as you can see, like that attack at his natural was just a move. just attack. Because I was a little bit occupied with his links that were attacking me. We actually see now a second gas that usually indicates he can go now for lurkers or mutas. Okay, sure, we saw now the hydras, so there's a high potential that he wants to go for lurkers and not for mutalisks or something like that. And that's why I thought, okay, now we get robotics. Maybe we get even reavers, but yeah, because we are now at that stage, I thought like, okay, there is not that much that on how we can lose. Get +1, why not? We have the money. We get now 2 more cannons. Don't know if there's like another hatch with some links that could backstab us or whatever. But as you can see right now, it was not really wow. That was so clever. That was really super well executed. That was whatever, like, oh, only a programmer can do that or something like that. No, you see like 106 APM. I think I could even go for less, but like I mentioned, I didn't want to play like all the time for really long games and all that stuff. Sure, but at the same time, please don't get me wrong there. I don't want to bully all these guys there, because the thing is, if you think about it, I didn't really like I mentioned, I didn't really I didn't bully him. I didn't go for a really pesky what's it called, like a pesky strategy, like, oh, did he drop him, then killing him or something like that or whatever. No, it was just getting those gates, attack, that's it. So attack with the first 3 sellouts, and he was just too greedy. Look at that. Look at the minimap. You see on the left side on 9 o'clock, he already went for 3 hatcheries, but he didn't really scout what I'm doing. So now he's actually in a pickle right now, because he went for 12 hatch. That's actually more favorite for him right now. But because he couldn't really scout me, or didn't really scout me well, so he went quite greedy. Here, look, it's now, I feel like, is it gas and then first hatch, something like that? Okay, yeah, okay, it was a little bit in bad luck too. But he saw I was on 1 base, but he still thought, oh, you know what, I go for a 3rd hatch, so that would be a good strategy. Sure. And I know maybe why he did that, because when I started playing Starcraft, I just went all the time for the same thing, because I said, oh, look, Bizu does that, and at 7 minutes Bizu does that, and whatever, something like that, and then I die like against 5-fag and all that stuff, and I thought like, fuck, how can I do that? I don't get this game. And every time when people don't go for a 5-fag, I actually could win, and then, hey, I don't get it, and then it's like, until people explain to me, yeah, you have to scout what the opponent is doing. And here you can see, okay, he didn't really scout, he just saw the sellers and didn't do that much. He went for a lot of links. He has only 10 drones right now. I didn't really micro there, so it was just a show. He still doesn't have any gas, so he's still on slow links. If we would actually have better multitasking and a probe inside his base, we could have seen that, so we wouldn't be afraid of any links or like speed links, stuff like that. That is kinda important in my opinion. And yeah, so right now it's more about, okay, we just block that ramp, we get goons, pretty much it. So, and he has 3 bases, he has like 0 drones actually. He gets now the gas, I think now that's the first 8 gas that he gets, so he's still basically on links. I feel like if I would have attacked now or something like that, maybe it could have worked. But what I want to show is I get now that goon range, and I get now, did I get earlier? Don't know. And I get now that 3rd gate. Now I try to build some units. Sure, it's difficult to build all the time because 3-gate goon is really resource heavy. Now I actually just move out because I have like a good amount of units. It's not a huge army, but it's not a really small one, and I feel like I can do something with that. And now I'm actually waiting for the goon range. Sure, here now I only micro that one, and this was only A move because I waited for the goon range just to attack. You see, goon range is ready. And now I feel like, you know what, looks quite good. I just get more goons, yay! So now we see his double gas thingy right now. But here I didn't really micro really heavy. You see, I even go even lower on the APM, so there's nothing really you can say, oh wow, that was really hardcore or really unfair or whatever. No, it's just 2 gates, 3 salads, 5, depends, and then goons and attack. But that was it. Pretty much it. So and now we get our first 34 points, and we're now already close to A rank. Not A rank, what I'm saying. To E rank right now. Okay, next opponent, Circle Gun, 1000 MR right now. And no, I was not sure if I actually should go now for, what's it called? One hand, something like that. But here, same thing. I go for that split. And get the same stuff again. Yeah, so like I mentioned before, I feel like a lot of people are actually just too don't know really how to, let us say, to train really effectively, because I still got a lot of the same questions, the same answers, and sure, like Starcraft is really, really complex, that you can lose quite often against shit and whatever, and sometimes you don't know why, and very often, and I feel like, oh god dang it, but very often I feel like, yeah, maybe I should have really, really, really focused more on getting some stuff, because like I played some games today too, and I thought, oh shit, if I would have got that like 10 seconds earlier, I could have done that and that, and I feel like that's a good idea usually, to focus more on that. I actually just fast forwarded it because there was nothing else to say. There was just, I went with the scout, with the probe there, and then I saw, okay, it's 12, should be 12 hedge again if I'm not mistaken. And now, because we saw that he had a really early hatch, I thought, okay, at this point, I thought, is this a troll? Like, you know, these S-rank guys who go for F-rank and killing everyone with 400 APM, stuff like that. But I still thought, okay, because as you can see right now, I didn't do anything else, just like, I sent the first salad just because he had that hatchery already. And if he goes for a hatchery, usually he doesn't have any links. So you have to compensate for something. And because he didn't have like any links in the beginning, there was a potential that I could harass him right now. So I just show you that I'm not really going for like super hyper micro, but I'm still around 100 APM, a little bit more than that. And right now I see, okay, a lot of links. I killed that sunken, that's good. And now I just go back. I just tried to go a little bit forward and back, but it was still not real like, really, really hardcore micro or something like that. So now I just see, oh, he still doesn't have gas. So I know there's still no speed links. There's nothing like fast mutalisks. And even if you play a normal game and you see Cirque has like really, really late, really late gas, you know there's a high chance that he just goes now for Hydras, because there's nothing else to do. And here you can see he tries to attack right now, so I feel like, okay, just go upstairs, attack again, a little bit of micro, and now get stuff, get another pylon. That's what I mean. It's like, I feel like I should have reacted a little bit better there. Just going earlier back, block the ramp, get a pylon or two, because now I'm supply blocked again, something like that. But right now, why I'm fast forwarding right now is, like I mentioned, I know there can't be like a super fast lurker or whatever, something like that. So there were only links. He lost a lot of links, so there's a high potential that he builds a lot of links too. So sure, I could have gone maybe already for Robo or something like that, but I thought like, okay, he lost a lot of units. I have still a lot of units, so why not saying I get a Nexi, get the Thermia probes, wait until I have a lot of units. So now I have like 10 goons. I produced already a few goons out of the third gate, and now I try to attack. And the other part is now, sure, there would be a high possibility that he goes only for mass links, and then I could die actually. So still the potential, but it looks like he goes for Hydras. Like I mentioned here too, I don't really, I couldn't really scout. I don't go for like really heavy, intense micro or something like that. And right now, just the goons are in front there. And because of that, or because of this strategy, we can actually just focus a little bit on micro, on producing the probes, and then maybe thinking about, okay, what do I go next for? What could I need? That's why I thought, okay, if I'm in a pickle right now, then he could have soon maybe lurkers. That's why I thought, okay, why not getting a Robo? I still have a lot of units. He couldn't kill me with anything. He has just so many sunkens. And that's why it would better, okay, is it really good to attack right now? So maybe we can go for Reavers or something like that. So, but yeah, just get one cannon just in case. Maybe, I don't know, it's difficult to say right now what could happen right now, but is there maybe a Muta switch? Is there maybe a lurker switch? So the thing is, we can't really do anything right now, or we can't really say anything because our units can't scout. And that's like the difference between like all these other openings usually. I feel like except for PvP, it's very, 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 very often that you can't really scout the whole time. But here, like usually when you play PvC and then you have then you go for Stargate, then you can scout with Visair. And in PvT, usually you have an observer to scout the map, something like that. And here it's just, okay, just get stuff and attack. But that's what I mean. That's what I'm talking about the whole time, is that's the practice. That's the practice. It's not about I get like so much knowledge about that game on itself. It's just more about, okay, like here I just go for simple things, just getting one goon, putting them back, and attack. That's pretty much it. And I feel like something like that can later help you when you play PvP or PvT, because like PvP with all these fights with the goons and with the Reavers, something like that. In PvT maybe you have to go for against an FD push, and then something like that can help you. So kind of easy. So yeah, and here it was just like, okay, I don't want to waste all of that, and I just want to see, okay, can I do something? Because I did so much in a base. Okay, now I have so much money. I think I should have gotten, and that's what I'm talking about too. It's like this was like more or less like a huge mistake, because I should have gotten already these gates. It was just too late. I should have gotten all these gates much earlier. Sure, I go now for 8 gates. I could just give a fuck. I'm so far ahead. He's only on 2 bases. Even that third base had no drones, or maybe 1 or something like that. I lost a lot of units there because I wasn't looking, but that's what I was talking about. And right now I know, okay, I should win. A little bit micro there. Get a Reaver now. But as you can see, I'm still around 120 APM right now. Okay, no, I just skipped a little bit, sorry. Yeah, so I think I should look for that replay again. Yeah, this time it was a 9 hatch. Yeah, it was 9 hatch. Was my miss scout right now, because I don't know the timing exactly for like, oh, at a 9 hedge it has so much hit points or something like that. But on itself, it actually worked. It was okay. So we know, okay, it was a 9 hedge. It's okay, and next time we can figure out differently. Now, first time it's now a Terran. And here I will go for fast forwarding too, because there's nothing else that I can tell you again. It's the same thing. We go for the split. We get a pylon there. We get we do this what's it called? Like all this mineral boosting, and I think I actually got around 115 or something like that, 16, 17, that first gate. Quite good. And now we already scouted him. It was like on our side. So okay, usually we could go now and try to harass like this. Just one click, harassing. Let's see what's happening. So now he goes, whip, and now we go back. Sure, if you would be like really pro gamer thingy, then you would go for like always harassing and try to kill one SCV, something like that. But that's not the goal, because our goal is right now we need to get our move out ready. We lost our pro because there's a marine that can shoot. So, and now we want to see how does it work with only 3 sellers into this. Okay, now we need a little bit of micro because we can't A-move. We have to kill this one. Boom. Now we A-move. And now we just watch what's happening. So right now we just do the same thing. We go now for goons. Goons are great because usually it's better to go for the first goon, or like one of always does, getting 1 salad and then goons. As you can see here, he wanted to to expand, but yeah, because my salads are no, I don't micro here, but you can see because his skill is not there. He just lost a vulture against 3 salads because it just popped there, and yeah. But I didn't do anything. It was just looking. I was just looking. I killed this one because I have the time for that, so it's fine. And I'm just looking. Now just one more click. No attacking there. And now I just feel like, oh shit, I can't lose all my units. Okay, 1 A move again. Get now next side. We could have gotten maybe the robotics earlier, something like that. That was like one thing I was looking for. I feel like I'm going for this the next games then. But like I mentioned, okay, looks quite fine. Should be fine now. All he has vultures, so there's now the question: can he have mines? And the answer is now no, because our salads were still in his base, and we see there was no machine shop. And now we get a little bit. Okay, maybe could have done it without microing. But you can see it was just A moving there, getting out that third gate. Oops, attacking again. And now the only part that we have to check is that we don't lose all the goons against like a bunker or something like that. And sure, if I would have micro properly, I would have killed maybe already not a CV, and the other goon didn't have to die because of the micro and whatsoever. But now we are going here for splitting now the minerals. Usually I would have gone over, but I wrote GG. And yeah, it was the same thing again. We have now a 6-minute game just for A moving. He has even a little bit more APM. And now it comes for another part. We have now someone who is nearly 1,400. And we can check how that actually goes. So we go for the same thing. So like I mentioned, always the same thing. We're just skipping there. But as you can see, at least against F rank it actually worked, so it's fine. So we're scouting. Couldn't find him. Send him there because going for 1 salad is not, or even 2 salads is not really that uncommon in PvT. I'm still around 100 APM, so it's fine. And now we see, oh, there he is. So now this time I thought, okay, you know what? let's see if I can do that with less APM and stuff. And I already had, there was already a Marine, so I thought, so if I would have kept that probe alive, it should have done a lot. That's what I mentioned, pointing out. What is really important too here is when you're struggling with like how to set some pylons, where should I build my tag and whatsoever, then it's kind of nice just to know, like in PvT it would make some sense to build all your buildings, or at least some buildings, behind the mineral patches so that vultures can't go there. That was still not great because there's still that one hole and then some vultures can run by and just kill and stuff, and it's like, dang it. But here now you see, it was just a move right now. We get now, another pylon, yeah, perfect, so we don't get supply blocked. We get now, oh, oops. That's what I mean, so now I actually lose maybe 5, 6, 7 seconds. Was it like 5? Something like that. Seconds on that goon range, and these 5 seconds could maybe be the difference between a win or loss. Just because I want to micro a little bit the salads. And the question would be, how much value did I got from these two movements with my salads? And that's why I thought, you know what, usually I could already go like going around and killing maybe some SCVs and all that shit, but like I mentioned, I don't want to bully him or something like that. I don't want to go for a super pro gamer move. I just said, okay, you know what, I could harass you with these first 3 initial salads, and it worked quite fine. And now I'm afraid of vultures, so I just go back and regroup with my goons. Got that, so that's fine, because some goons are always nice, and even if there would be now 9s, I could still send my salads. So we regroup, should be still fine, so let's see what's happening there. Oh, I'm supply blocked again, but I got the pylon, so it's fine. There I see, oh, there's something. So, like I mentioned here too, I'm just looking. Usually I could have already maybe gotten the salads on the Marines, the goons shooting at the vultures, something like that. So now, because I'm a little bit afraid of a heavy push with mines and tanks and all that stuff, I feel like I shouldn't go now for an expansion, because that's quite how do you say, it's quite unsafe. Yeah, that's what I want to say. This move could actually be my death maybe, but I just wanted to check what I can do, because I killed some of his units. And the thing is, if he would have maybe played differently, then maybe he could have gotten some mines or something like that. So I fast forward, because that was actually his death move, because you see, like, he used so much money now for building this block or this wall, and now I just moved a little bit, and you can still see on the APM I didn't go for super hyper micro, because I'm still around 100, sometimes even below that. So now I thought, like, okay, you know what is great? Getting observers, getting a shuttle, because that's the difference now, because if the Terran actually got prepared like this right now, usually it would have been much better to go much earlier back, because they're the tanks. So, and and the thing is, if they are like on the ramp or on high ground, the only thing that I can do is to get a shuttle with salads, and then I can bomb them, so that will actually help. I got that second gas because I got even a few more gates. I got robotics now with observers, so right now that would be now the time to get second gas, because usually you can or was it, I feel like at least one or like 3, 4 or 5 gates, something like that. You can, like, with that gas you can actually pay all these goons. And right now I was looking what he's doing, because it looks like, does he want to expand, or is it just like that SUV is sitting there? You can just put an SUV, that doesn't mean that he's expanding. And now I see, oh, there's a move out. You know what? There are only tanks. Just move in the middle, a move. It's just a move. The whole time I didn't watch. Okay, sorry, it was a little bit too fast, but the whole time I didn't watch. I was just checking my stuff, getting gates and whatever, and then I just a moved again. And now I see, oh shit, there's a tank, maybe a second one. I think there's only one tank. So that I don't waste all my goons there. I just get now these 4 salads and attack. So I feel, oops, that it was a little bit too fast. Didn't expect that, but yeah. And now it's just a matter of time because we killed so much. That's pretty much it. And yeah, like I mentioned with the gas, gas is really important to manage or to handle, because if you actually get up like to 1000, 2000 gas, that means, oh shit, I could have used that gas for something really important. For Protoss, it's usually maybe Arbiters, High Templars, and High Templars into Archon and stuff like that. So that could actually help a lot. And it's sometimes really important to get the timings when you get your second gas and all that stuff. So I would feel like that would make a huge difference to get to know that. So if we watch here, there's one thing you see, like his split is not really good, because like those 2 mineral patches on the top, they're quite good. And that's something what I want to check with Terran 2 and on how far I can actually get. If I maybe go for the beginning with a Warlan. As you can see here right now, so we check, oh, that was actually quite good move. I feel like that was really, really good, that he's just said, okay, you know what, I just get a lot of SCVs, that was really good. But now he couldn't manage his gas. Okay, he has a lot of gas, so it's fine. But at the same time, it looks like he doesn't know what to do, because he wanted to expand, but there are 3 salads who killing his stuff and so on. And yeah, and I was just using these 3 salads, and his 3 salads, and that actually just occupied him so much that he didn't know what to do. So he decided now to go for a factory that he could have built much, much earlier. So as you can see, he was like desperate to do something because he didn't know how to deal with that. Yeah, if he would have had maybe more APM or more multitasking, he would have used the vulture to kill those 2 salads or something like that. Yeah, but I feel like these 3 initial salads, they are so ridiculously strong that a lot of people just don't know how to handle them. Yeah, and like I mentioned here, I just said, okay, you know what, this guy, he actually was like attacking the whole time, but I feel like that was not the right call, because sometimes you have to think about, and I feel like that's always a really, really difficult and tough spot. It's not like, oh, why are you so dumb or something like that, it's so easy. No, it's really, really difficult. So to attack or to know when to attack is really hard in this game. So for example, these 3 salads in the beginning, it's like there's not that much that you can do wrong, because if there would be like in PvP a proxy gate, you would know that already, because these salads, they are already coming. In PvT there is nothing that could actually, unless like a BBS, but then you have 3 salads, I think like that should be fine too. So there's nothing like that. The only part that you can be afraid of is maybe links that can sneak in or something like that, because it's 9 pool speed. And yeah, there's that attack is what I was talking about. And here was the thing, his attack was like a desperate move, because he knew he lost so many SCVs, and then he thought, you know what, maybe he's so much worse than me that I can just attack. But even when I play now sometimes Terran, I'm already still stuck around 1400, so I'm low D rank right now with Terran, and I feel like with Zerg too, so I have to, that's something, that's what I mean, is I want to check how can I actually practice that, because I messed that up. So yeah, yeah, and here it's now, we are now so far ahead. If we compare, we have already so many gates. I feel like he's still on 2 flag. He has no SCV, so that game is done for sure. So there's nothing we can focus on more or like to explain more. It's just now it's more about that attacking thing. What I was talking about is usually I didn't need to attack because I had so many probes right now. I could have built more probes and I could have gotten more my third or my fourth and whatever, and then I got a huge army and arbiters and whatsoever. But then it's the thing about because then we just waste like 20 minutes or something like that because he's dead right now. So but all these attacks can actually lead that you lose the game because like we saw here. 1 second, we just go back here again. Was it here? No, it's not here. Here, sorry. Was it here? Yeah. So like here he used now so many SCVs just to block. Okay, so yeah, sure, it's like digging his own grave, something like that. But if I would have forced myself to really use now all my goons to attack, then all my goons would die here and whatsoever, and then it all takes longer and longer and longer. And the funny part was, I was watching a VOD from a chess master, like these grandmaster guys, stuff like that. And one guy said the losing move is usually the attack move. And it's actually, it's so dumb, but on one part it's really true. Sure, you can go like for an attack move, and then the other guy was really greedy and did like no defense at all or something like that. But at some part there's still that huge potential that you move out and someone is like sneaking units inside, like vultures, lynx, DTs, something like that. Or he drops something and then your whole army is outside of the map, and it's like, oh shit. And it's really difficult. So, but like I mentioned, it's more about get your stuff done. Like, don't miss a cycle of units, don't miss a probe cycle, whatever, something like that. And get these goons, and here get observer and a shuttle and attack again. And then you can actually do that. You see, it's now 97 APM right now. Okay, maybe because I was winning too, so it's okay. But I still mean, if you're focusing on that the whole time, then it's not about, oh, I have to win, I have to do that build, and then with that build I win, and then whatever, and now this time I go only for cheese, and now I actually go only for proxy DTs and win. No, it's just this. It's more so much about, I try to get some timings, like I build a few gates, and when these gates actually build something with these units, I try to attack. I get my probes, and then these probes are getting to the natural, and the nexus is done. I get my gas, I get my upgrades, I get whatever. When range is done, maybe then I try to attack. All this stuff is like really helping here with this build. So as you can see, right now, even against low E ranks, it's very often just go for a move. Is it even high E? Don't know, it's like at least E rank guys, you can just a move and it works. So yeah, so still go for that. And like I mentioned, if you see like this, and we would say, okay, we would be in a different position, then this could actually be your downfall, because you're losing now. I think I had like 8 goons, stuff like that, and because that one tank just shot everything down, like what? So that could actually be your downfall. But because I knew I was so far ahead, it was just, okay, you know what, I just get all my stuff and attack again. I was like, don't want to waste any more time, because that game was already finished like the last 3 minutes or something like that. So I feel like, hey, sorry, but it would be nice if you GG now. It's like completely fantasy GG timing. And again, it wasn't anything special. I didn't bully him, something like that, because I feel like this game was more or less, like you played like in 2000 or something like that, because you didn't know better. Yeah, now that's how you actually get E rank with 1178 MMR. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. I hope that actually helped. And next time we have the second part. Would be nice to see you.